Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. I personally want to thank Paul Kuhn and the board for seeking my advice early on about what we should do, and I want to thank Becca for the great job she's doing with TCC, because when I was first approached about maybe lobbying for marijuana or medical marijuana, I started thinking about, okay, how can I get a legislator who's a Republican to vote for this? What's going to reach out to him? Well, the thing I thought of the most is compassion and money for the state. Those are the two things I see as getting there. So that's why I thought about starting TCC, Tennesseans for Compassionate Care, because it's everybody, and we have found so many legislators that had a family member or a family friend that had some kind of medical issue that could have used medical marijuana. As we delve into this, it's amazing, some of the most conservative ones, oh yeah, I had a niece, that has glaucoma, or have some issue that they could use, but you don't know that till you get into it. But if you approach it from a medical side, a compassionate side, we want to help our fellow man. Now let me tell you about Mark Pody, okay, Representative Pody. The first thing that gets the Republicans' attention is not some march on the steps of the Capitol. It's not a bunch of rallies and stuff like that. It's facts. Dr. Jantz sitting there knows Representative Pody, had a very nice conversation with him, told him about medical marijuana, told him about some patients. Representative Pody started delving into it and just took his own little poll everywhere he went, or every event he had. Hey, what do you think about marijuana? Well, it's everywhere. This has gone viral. I can't turn the TV on at 11 o'clock at night when I get in. It's on, and I usually watch some news channel. Somebody's talking about marijuana. You wake up on the Today Show, it's marijuana. It's everywhere. So we don't have to get out there and do any marches or rallies or anything like that. It's there. It's in their face. Imagine if I'm seeing it when I go home every night. Legislators are political. They're turning on CNN, MSNBC, whatever, Fox News. All of them got it. It's not like it's because everybody wants to be in the here and now. I called Ralph Bristol up. I said, Ralph, let's talk about medical marijuana one morning on your show. Now, Ralph, if you y'all out there and listen to Ralph Bristol, he's probably the most conservative commentator in Nashville. But he was willing to let Paul come on because it's the hot issue. It's the issue. And so we've got it out there. Now we've got to go about one by one educating these Republican legislators who, as Mark Pody said himself, I think Dr. Jan 8 months ago, he would have said just no. I mean, he just said no, that's it. He wouldn't even talk to you, wouldn't even thought about it. It was a simple conversation he had, and that's what we've got to do with each one of them. I ask each one of you to think about who is your state representative and who's your state senator. Reach out to them nicely, politely. Tell them just to research the facts. We've got plenty of material we can give them. We are getting it around to them.
That's what I gave him.
That's what he gave him right there. Dr. Jantz, stand up, Dr. Jantz. Let's give him a round of applause. Well, Dr. Jantz is from Lebanon. That's where Representative Pody represents. There's no need to go home and run home and put Representative Pody on the Facebook today. We don't need to have it out there that these people have committed their support simply because other people will go to them and say, you're voting for marijuana? And it might change their mind. So if we win them on facts, and the revenue part, I mean, look at Colorado. They're ringing the register up out there. I mean, their state coffers is just like, that is going to be something that we can use to help us here. Every state, every politician loves money to spend. Okay, so that's it. But I was glad to see Mr. Lillard here today. We go way back. We've worked in many campaigns together. Representative Love, I knew his father. I mean, keep love in the house. I mean, that was his father's term. I will tell you a nice thing about Speaker Harwell, who, in my conversations with her, she has not dismissed the issue. I mean, I was expecting her to go, oh no, get out of my office. And she said, I'll think about that if I could live with that. Well, that's all I need. I just need an open mind to start with, because the facts will help me out here and finish the deal. I just need open minds. So I don't know if we need to be rallying and marching so much as just educating. Educate the legislators. They're smart. And they see the movement. They see it happening. They turn the TV on. They're not immune to that. They see when the pendulum starts to swing. And we don't know if we're going to get there this year, but we're going to get as far as we can. I want to thank Bernie Ellis. Bernie has done so much. I mean, so much to help this cause. Continues every day, fights the fight, keeps going when it looks bad. So I want to work with Bernie, and we want to push this on forward. Again, the biggest thing you can do is think about who your state representative is and your state senator. Reach out to them personally and push the medical marijuana issue. Tell them, look what Colorado's done, and just push the facts. That's the main thing. And if any of you know doctors, I mean, thank goodness we had Dr. Jentz. If you have a doctor you know that is pro-marijuana or thinks it's a good idea, we need those doctors talking to legislators. They will listen to them, and they'll listen to the facts. Thank all of you. If you have any questions, I'm going to stay around after this. I'll be glad to meet with you individually, help you figure out who your legislator is or anything like that. Again, thank you for the opportunity to make history in Tennessee.
Thank you, Rick. Just what's going to go on from this point, we've got some business we're going to take care of. You'll hear from Scott Birchfield, board member. And I just wanted to mention, I've exchanged messages with quite a few of you via Facebook page, such as this gentleman right here. And we do appreciate so many volunteers and all the information. And if you got a message from Francis Perry and I asked you to stop by and talk to me, please be patient and stick around afterwards. Because once we adjourn, which we're looking to do before too long, a very important part of the meeting is for us to get a chance to talk with one another. So if you see somebody, if you have an interest, something to say to Rick or to the other speakers here, just stick around because that's a very important part of the meeting. So next meeting is, our meetings are normally on the first Sunday of the month. The first Sunday of February is February 2nd, and that is Super Bowl Sunday.
Go Broncos!
We have rescheduled it for the following Sunday, which is February 9th, same time, same place, 2 o'clock on February 9th. You'll see the messages on Facebook, so keep that in mind, please. I believe that's, we're going to move to Scott, and he's got a number of announcements and some other things to take care of.
Wow. There's been, like Doug was saying earlier, there's times that we showed up and one table would fit all of us. So I'm very excited about all this. First thing I want to bring up is, starting almost a decade ago, we have a person in the room that opened up her house to have normal meetings there. And she's one of our founders, and I want to take a time to tell everybody to have Carla Chamberlain stand up, and everybody give her a great big applause. Kind of grown a little bit, hasn't it? Well, I'm going to give a quick treasurer's report. Basically, we have about $5,700 in the bank. Last month, we spent $280 on 3,000 stickers. These stickers you everybody see, grab some, give them out to people. That's what they're there for. And we've taken in $146 in website donations. That's the treasurer's report. Okay, who's for the Broncos? 2. Okay, that makes us 3. I'd actually like right now, too, before we pass the hat around, I want to bring Penn Madison up. He and his family are moving to Colorado in the next couple of days because we didn't get the bill passed quick enough for him. And I'd like to hear a little bit of his story.